And lately we've certainly been making our way through the individual characters as it relates to the Transformers Power of the Primes Titan Class Predaking. And today we look at the other arm, that being Rampage, in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, and me everywhere. And this, right here, is Rampage. It's the other arm. We've already looked at Dive Bomb. I don't know. I think that this might be the weakest one of the whole set. Possibly. And it's not to say that it's bad. It's just I think it might be the weakest one of the whole set. Now, I've been really kind of discussing this set as an add-on to a series that I did earlier the year called Considering Predaking in 2018 that I kind of covered from episodes basically 354 to 369, and where I discussed the Unique Toys Warlord and the KO oversized Jinbao version of Feral Rex by way of Nero Rex. And I made a lot of speculation about these guys at the time, so I am absolutely tickled to get to look at them now. By the way, I mentioned the hands before. These aren't quite right because he should have kind of claws at his fingertips and kind of spikes on his knuckles. He doesn't, and I understand why, but I think it's a shame because it hurts the accuracy, especially since even the artwork on the box has those features. This guy here has a lot of stickers. Some of them stay on better than others, especially these ones on the feet. He works well in robot mode, he works well in arm mode, but I don't buy him for a second as a big cat. You'll see what I mean when we head over to the table and take a closer look at him. Ah yes, and this looks exactly like a panther. Nailed it. You know, sort of, kinda, from a distance. I don't think that this beast mode worked out well at all. Like, I don't think it worked out even a little bit well. I know what they were trying to do. I respect the effort, but this is not like a cat at all. If I didn't already know what he was, I might guess. I might guess wolf. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd guess that. I'm not sure. I would probably wonder what it is. But like I get it. It's just there's not enough articulation here. Like there's a bend that way, but not anything forward. I guess you could do that. I suppose. I guess that's all right. Back here, like up and down. Like I don't know. It doesn't, you can't move this piece like forward or anything. It's just, I don't think that this one succeeded as well as some of the other ones in this set. That being said, here he is with like this guy. Wow. You know what, let's try and back this up a bit to get both cats on the screen. There we go. Here he is with the War Panther from Unique Toys Warlord. It's better than this, but honestly I think the best of the cats has to be the like oversized Jinbao KO, or of course the actual Feral Rex. Yeah, it just is, and there's no denying it. Now, so far in the Titan class set, like, we've had some real winners. In fact, when we kind of compare it against the other kind of probably like most likely chug scaled being Warlord figure, it's been winning, even though it's arguably too large. When we put it against the Jinbao KO, which is the same size combined as this guy, it's been winning, but now only slightly. Only slightly. What about here? Well, the Unique Toys version, Panther. For his paint apps, he got a 7.75. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. For his articulation, he got an 8, and for his transformation, he got an 8.5. Overall, the Warlord version was at 8.5. The version that came with Feral Rex is a little bit more complicated because there was actually 2 cats that came there. One was actually based on a Pretender, so that one got 10s across the board actually. Tigress, which is the, you know, version that they have for this guy, got a 9.5 for paint apps, got a 10 for articulation, 10 for transformation. It was a 9.75 for the KO. I suspect a 9.9, just about perfect for Feral Rex. That's a lot for this dude to live up to. Anyway, taking him out of it. As to whether or not he'll be able to live up to it, we shall see. We do have to run through his accessories. Now, at this point, I have not looked at any of the hands. So I'm going to look at a hand this time. Oh, yay! Because, well, this guy turns into an arm. But, first and foremost, his first accessory is, of course, his tail here. Because we can pop that off, and it becomes his blaster. Doo-doo-doo-doo! What a shock! Let's move in a little bit closer and have a look at this, because it really does look quite nice. Like, I know it's just black and no paint, but it's got great detail, and I think black is pretty accurate for this. I guess it makes an alright tail, I suppose. But it's not the only accessory. Like I said, we do have to look at his hand as well, or rather Predaking's hand. And indeed, we have a hand here for Predaking. It has a base pin knuckle right there, so the fingers can open and close. The thumb doesn't move. It's very much like the hand for Devastator. It will sandwich in between the kind of ankles in arm mode. But you will notice that we do not have a claw at the thumb or at the tips of the fingers, nor do we have spikes on the back of the hand. I get it. The idea is this has to be kid friendly. You can't have sharp, pokey bits and spikes everywhere, but you know, they made the hand as accurate as they could. An upgrade kit would do wonders to improving these hands. But I think we all already know that, don't we? By the way, before we get into the transformation and start giving this guy some grades in robot mode, I want to note that the head here goes up only that far. Now, like, it can look down, but that's it. The jaw does open on this guy, unlike Torox or Headstrong. His jaw does open. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, since the head can't go up any higher than that. He's always sort of perpetually looking down, a little bit sad. Okay, so we're going to do the conversion. So we will close that up, and I'm going to begin by straightening that up. Lifting up the head. That's what I'm doing first, because I'm a rebel. And we lift all of that off and bring the whole thing forward, and it does clip in. You just have to push it, and you just heard that sound. So there's a nice portion of the body done. We flip these up and bring these down. And I know that he's not completely on screen. I'm focusing on the lower body here at the moment. Anyway, we open out the legs and we bring them out to the side, angle them up, and angle them back in. Down to the side, angle up and back in. We take these pieces that were on the side, they were his back legs, they come down and come in and become his foot and his foot, and that's his lower body from the waist down finished. We're almost there. And centered up just a little bit more, we can take the backpack section here and angle it up like that. It ratchets, and then we rotate it around. We come to the side here and we bring these sections up so that the shoulder pauldrons are sort of facing up. We unpeg the arms and bring them down. Unpeg the arms and bring them down. This kind of front black paw section goes up on the back of the arm. We flip up the hand. The paw section goes up on the arm. and we flip up the hand, and in the end, in robot mode, here we have Rampage. And Rampage can hold his blaster here, right there in his hand. I mean, fine, no problem. He still has no sword. You'll notice I didn't mention a sword anywhere. If you don't want it there, I guess you can still somehow maybe tab it in back here. Yeah, like you could still tab it in back there if you just want it hanging down behind them, I guess. Again, enormous backpack. You know, it is what it is. Here he is next to Unique Toys version of the same character. Now, I started talking about the paint apps a little bit earlier. And the paint apps on this guy are not too bad, but certainly not perfect. They're definitely stylized, and that's why he got a 7.75. I mean, if we compare it to the animation, I mean, we should have black on the thighs. We should have, actually black on the thighs. I need to resort to my notes here a little bit. Black on the midriff section. We should have orange kind of on the lower arm and on his hand. So, and of course a green face. I mean, it's not exactly right. For the record, the actual Titan Class 1, like, he doesn't have a green face, and his lower arms are still red. He's a little bit better in terms of the coloring, because at least he has the black thighs, but he still doesn't have a black midriff, really. Although we do have stickers in there that sort of mimic it. Either way, he's not going to have the green face. That brings us to the actual figure, because that's really what we got to compare these guys by. And again, we're missing some black on this guy, most assuredly, and I don't like the red mismatch on his thighs. The version that is part of the KO or part of Feral Rex is really colored really good. It's a 9.5. It is really well done. What about this guy? Compared to the original figure, well, the arms were all red with sort of a slightly different shade of hand, which this guy does have. Orangey red, I guess, on the main body, which, well, actually orange on the original. It's kind of orangey red on this guy. On the main body, that's kind of accurate. The head and face sculpt is mostly accurate. I think for the most part this is accurate. Probably some more black down here, but I guess that's what these stickers are sort of trying to mimic. Again, it's really good. You know, who it is. I'm going to say it as well is a 9.5. Arguably too big. The backpack probably brings it down to about a 9 because it's kind of egregious. Still, it's pretty solid. In terms of the articulation, well, the version from Unique Toys got an 8. From Feral Rex or the KO, it's 10. That's a perfect figure. For this guy, well, before we get into it, here he is, just so you can see how big he is, because he claims to be a Voyager. Here he is next to Power of the Primes Wreckgar, who I looked at in episode 433. Here he is next to an actual Voyager being Alita 1. If you don't know Alita 1, you probably know Starscream. He's probably the closest one to a Voyager with proportions, to being kind of correct, rather than feeling like he's almost, I don't want to say oversized, but that's the only thing I can think of to really term it as. And here he is next to a leader class figure, which he definitely is not. That, of course, being the Power of the Primes Optimal Optimus, who I looked at in episode 432, along with a timestamp indexed. So, on to the articulation. We already know that in cat mode, it's sort of lackluster. He does make, I guess, an okay arm when we get to that. But in this mode, we do have a head that can go left and right. Not really any up or down. The arms, they can go all the way around. They can go out to the side only about that far. If you push it a bit, you can get a little bit more out of it. They don't go, well, actually you can get a lot more out of it, but his shoulder piece here really his shoulder pauldron really sort of limits that. So I'll give it to him because you can, by rights, get it all the way up. We do have a super deep elbow. I mean, it bends all the way up. We do have a swivel. Really, I think it's because of the ball joint in there. Yeah, it is. But hey, it's there. We do have a waist. He can kick forward on a nice little ratchet. Back. He does splits like the rest of them, out about that far. He has a nice thigh swivel. Knee to slightly under 90 degrees. Interesting. Knee to slightly under 90 degrees. And ankle tilt, which is pretty cool. At the wrist, they can move in and out, but no rotation or anything. His articulation is good. It's not glorious like it is with Feral Rex. So his articulation is going to get about a 9.5. It's good. The knee could use a few degrees more, but it's still really effective. Yeah, 9.5. I'm kind of cool with that. What about the last conversion? Well, by the way, the transformation in this mode is pretty easy because most of it is just flipping it down and then unfurling the arms. Bioware's the legs down, we'll say. And bring this in around the side like it's sort of ingenious but simple. Let's go to the arm mode and then we will actually kind of give a mark to the transformation. Okay, so the conversion to arm mode. First we take that out. Then we bring that leg down. And we bring that leg down. And we sandwich those two legs together. So that looks pretty good. And right now we just have him looking sort of short. And believe it or not, that doesn't leave us with a whole lot to do. The head, that will go down. The arms, straighten up, bring that up, bring that up. Straighten the arm up. In. Take the arms here, turn. And in the end, boom, there you go. He's in his arm mode. The hand will go in between. This will slide down over. Again, you'll notice that we don't have any holes out here. Some people have said, wait, he's supposed to be the other arm. Indeed, and you can turn him this way and make him the other arm. The problem is, we have screw holes here that are supposed to be used to make the kind of cannons over Predaking's shoulder. If he's this way, then those cannons either need to come off Predaking's chest, which would look weird, or they would face backward over his shoulder. So the intention is that now he's this arm over here. I don't know, like, I dig it. It's a fine arm, I suppose. His transformation is a 10. It's easy. I don't know, like I'm saying, it's 10. It's easy. It's inventive for what it is. But is it good? I don't know. That's up to you, I think, to decide. But structurally speaking, design speaking, it works just fine. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to complain about with it. Everything locks in pretty nice and solid and secure, and it's pretty good. So, overall, the Unique Toys version, it was about an 8.5. Like, it was pretty good, you know. The color could have been a little bit better, but besides that, it was pretty good. The Feral Rex version was, like I said, 9.5 for the KO, 9.9 for the actual. This, though it's larger and it has different strengths and different weaknesses, again, it's about an 8.5, roughly. It's all right. Arguably oversized, arguably too chunky. You know, those are kind of personal taste things. Again, he does not have a sword, but nothing really to gripe about with it. The plastic feels good, and the transformation is solid. It's not a good looking cat though, is it? So far the Titan class figure has been really doing well, as each individual member has scored quite well, eking out little victories over the third-party representations, but we see some kind of, you know, weaknesses in the armor with this guy. The Unique Toys version it is about an 8.5 overall. It's pretty good, arguably too small, but it's pretty good. A couple of looseness issues like with the hips. The color could be a little more accurate. The Feral Rex version, even the KO of that, the oversized KO of that is like easily a 9.5 to a 10. It's pretty fantastic. It is close on a perfect transforming robot type of thing. And then we come to this guy, who again is about an 8.5. Arguably, for chug scale, he's too big. I've mentioned that before. Some people might think he's the right size. I think he's too big. But outside of that, the coloring again, I think that too much of it relies on stickers. And I don't buy him as a cat. I think that that's just not successful. It's an okay arm, nothing wrong with it. And it's a fine robot for the most part. It's just, I really don't want to put him in his beast mode. And I think when we're talking about Predacons, when we have a member that we don't even want to put into his alt mode because we don't think it's good, I think that hurts him. I really do. If you think that he's a successful cat, let me know. Because I don't see it. And I'd love to know if you do. Anyway, let me know what you think about this guy. Is he a win for you? I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's as good as the other members that we've looked at in the set thus far. I thank you for dropping by, for giving me some of your extremely valuable time. Again, I'm going to say please hit that subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us, and I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have a visit when we look at the leader of the Predacons right here inside the videos.